What is going on, guys? Trenches Fleet here, back at it again with another Bad Batch discussion video. Guys, today I'm joined by Gleps Gaming. How we doing, Gleps?
What is up, everybody? Gleps Gaming here. This one was not disappointing. I'll say I quite enjoyed this. I'm looking forward to this discussion.
Yes, guys. So as you know, we were quite disappointed. I think a lot of people were quite disappointed with last week's episode. Infested. Just feel like not a ton of story progression, not a lot of stuff going on with all these missions and stuff for Sid. Today we got some pretty interesting stuff. Things are really starting to heat up. This episode was called War-Mantle, and basically the Bad Batch gets this transmission from Rex to go save this friend of his, this clone, who ends up being Gregor, who's someone we meet in the Clone Wars and later see in Rebels. And we get to see this Imperial facility with these prototype stormtrooper armor things, basically basically phase 1 stormtroopers. So that was I feel like this show's been building up towards the stormtroopers coming. You know, that's what the whole deal of War-Mantle. That's what it is just eventually replacing all the clones, and also getting to see Kamino. All of them are kind of leaving. The Kaminoans are scrambling to find some way to stay relevant. It's also interesting, and we got to see clone commandos, which is really cool. But yeah, a lot of Empire stuff, which for me has been the most interesting parts of the story so far. So I'm really glad we're focusing back in on that. Gleps, what did you think about seeing this episode? What were your thoughts?
I totally agree. All the Empire stuff, I love seeing that. I love that they're filling in these portions between the gaps in the movies, sort of seeing the Empire rising, seeing the First Order rising in the other shows. But I agree that seeing all this stuff is really interesting. I love seeing the Phase 1 stormtroopers. That was really cool, and seeing how the clones are sort of reacting to this and being like, oh, okay, these aren't clones. These are our replacements. Very interesting.
Yeah, for sure. And then for Hunter to fall behind in the end and get captured, I was like, okay, this is good. This is another thing that I think the show has been lacking a little bit, which is we've got stakes going into the next episode, right? We didn't have a conflict that just completely resolved itself in one episode, you know. And we've had a couple episodes that have carried over into the next one, like Omega getting captured, Hera's parents. But this one really feels like it's building towards something big, because there are only two episodes left at this point, which is really weird to say. We've been doing these Bad Batch discussions for a while now. It's weird we've got 2 more left of season 1. Hopefully there's a season 2. But yeah, who knows? Gleps, what did you think about all the Kamino and stuff? Because that was very interesting to me. You know, talking to the little cadets, they're like, oh, do we still get to be soldiers? And what happens with all of them? And then the main guy, which I always forget the names, but the main prime minister dude, I think he's dead. I think they pretty much just killed him off.
I think so too, but yeah, I mean, that's something that we've been saying since day one. Is the Kaminoans, they've got something up their sleeve. They're trying to stay relevant. They're trying to do what they can to survive even. And see, we've been predicting that they were going to sort of run a rebellion of the clones, and sort of all the clones will die out. But it seems like the prime minister at least wanted to just escape and run away. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening, because it does now seem like he's dead. I mean, it seems like they really just killed him right there.
Yeah, I know. And you know, Admiral Rampart, he says, oh, I have use for a scientist, but I have no use for a politician. And that made me almost wonder, will Nala Se be part of the experiments with Grogu, with Dr. Perishing? I don't know, could be. But yeah, that was real. It was so weird to me to see all of the clones leaving Kamino, because throughout the prequel movies, throughout the Clone Wars, Kamino's been the clones' home, pretty much. And for them to leave that, it's something's something's very, very wrong. Like something's gonna go very, very wrong, and you can just feel it coming. I think that was very present in this episode. Something else I liked about this, I feel like Echo had a little bit more to say this time, which I really liked. He advocated for Captain Rex. He's like, if Rex wants us to do something, it must be important. He was like, no, we gotta. If there's a chance to save Gregor, then we gotta do it. I mean, recalling back to the time when the Bad Batch saved him from Skako Minor, the Techno Union. So, yeah, I was glad to see Echo opening up a little bit. Tech kind of sucks. Like, Tech's like, no, according to my calculations, we'll never make it back. It's like, Tech, I mean, he's good to have around, but he doesn't seem to feel all that much. You know what I mean? He's almost like a droid. He almost feels like C-3PO, but like a person.
Yeah, Tech has definitely been my least favorite of the whole show so far. He was just a downer. He's just a Debbie Downer.
He is the Debbie Downer. I was expecting to like him because I liked him in the Clone Wars, but yeah, he's kind of a downer. He's kind of like if a droid was a person. But yeah, I mean, I thought this episode, like, man, that I guess old technically Stormtrooper armor, really weird to see, but it's like, man, they're starting to switch to actual people, not clones, and like that is it's gonna be really interesting to see how that pans out. So I'm pretty excited. I think these last two episodes are gonna deliver, because like we've got a consistent storyline here we're following. Things are wrapping up, and the Empire is involved. No more dropping spice down to spice mines, but yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm glad Crosshair is going to be a part of it too. Crosshair has been really interesting, but
I am too, for sure. One thing that I've noticed is kind of funny, I think, is just in Star Wars shows, when they need some filler episodes, they're just like, oh, Pikes, spice.
That's true, honestly. Like, they did that in Clone Wars Season 7, with where Ahsoka comes back, and they're like, oh, we gotta go run this spice. And it's like, we were all just waiting for Siege of Mandalore. And now it's like, kind of happened with Bad Batch as well. But, yeah, I'm really interested. I'm just really interested to see what happens next. To see what happens to the clones, to Kamino, to all this stuff. And who knows? Maybe we'll see. I still think it's possible we might see Palpatine, because he is on the poster of the show. I mean, that is just supposed to be like his hologram appearance, at the very beginning. But I don't know. I feel like he could make a little cameo.
I feel like he could make a little cameo. Listen, if he can make a cameo in Ewoks, he can make a cameo in Bad Batch.
That's true. He can appear anywhere, and Boba potentially. I mean, if there is, I'm like, I don't know if there's going to be a season 2, because if they wipe out the clones, it's like, what left is there story-wise, for them to do? I guess they could just do stuff with the Bad Batch. But
I feel like we haven't built up enough to eliminate all the clones at the end of the season. I feel like the end of the season will be a battle to get Hunter back. I can't see. I feel like it would be extremely rushed if all the clones were to be wiped out at the end of the season.
Yeah, very, very, very true. Very interesting. I don't know, because like I know that's what this show is building up towards eventually, right? So I guess we'll have to see. I mean, I guess we'll just have to see, or maybe like there will be some sort of like decree to like wipe out all the clones.
Yeah.
And like we come to a season 2 and it's like clones are just being hunted down left and right, and I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, we'll see in like 2 weeks, right, with the finale.
Yeah, 2
which
weeks.
is pretty crazy.
I'm hoping we get a little bit of a longer episode for the finale too.
Yeah, I hope so. I feel like we probably will. And I know there could be some sort of tease. But Mandalorian teased Book of Boba Fett, so I wouldn't count on it, but like we never know. We never know what could happen, but yeah, I thought this was a good episode, and it's gotten me really excited for for the rest of this show, these last 2 episodes.
I agree. I'm very excited for the finale. Very excited for what we're actually getting into now. Finally getting into the story.
Yeah, definitely the Empire stuff. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, any last words you'd like to say to Fleeter Nation before we sign off for today?
I don't think so. I really enjoyed this episode. I'm glad that we went from the worst episode of the season to another really good one. So let's continue this trend just going up.
Yeah, for sure. I think it'll only go up from here. Guys, hope you enjoyed our brief discussion. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode of The Bad Batch. Be sure to let us know what you guys thought down in the comments below. Guys, I will catch you in the next video.